Hey, it's quiz day again, and here we are recapping Saturday at the tournament and looking forward to the championship quiz. So, first of all, Nate, tell me what you thought about today. Any takeaways?
Yeah, I did have one takeaway. As you know, we quizzed on 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, John, Jude, and I was a little bit, I don't know, hesitant to think that anybody that memorized just the little books would do very well at this tournament, because I thought it's only maybe a couple hundred verses total, probably even less than that. But as it turned out, we saw some really top quizzers that would specialize only on those books. I saw there was, on Clay, we had Ethan, he had those little books, and he was dominating it with just that material. There's some other quizzers like Carl Kwan on Beautiful Ostriches. He was dominating on just having those books, and I think those types of quizzers that have these really fast jumps and they're able to get these short books, they were able to still rack up huge averages, like at least 60 points a quiz, maybe even higher, just for having that material. And it seems like a very odd concept, because you think the more material, the more your average is going to be able to, more questions are going to be able to have more opportunity to answer. But in this case, I was just really amazed to see that this year.
Yeah, I think part of it too is that really to have a shot at a decent average on knowing 1st and 2nd Corinthians, you had to really have the whole book down, pretty much. And so definitely if you chose to learn the little books instead of parts of 1st and 2nd Corinthians, you had a much improved shot of having a great average. A couple things that took away for me. The polka was unfortunate. Man, the polka was just a driving force to make things tough on quizzers today. If you weren't here, there was a polka convention going on downstairs, and what can you do about it? But so a lot of quizzers pushed past that. I'm sorry for the effects they might have had on people, but at least it had the same effects on everybody, And I guess unless maybe at your house you just have polka playing all the time, in which case today was the day for you to come to a tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that coming to Wisconsin, that teams would have practiced with polka music in the background, but no, they apparently did not, and some quizzers really struggled with it today. But next time we're in Wisconsin again next year. So teams, if you're listening to this right now, practice your quizzing with polka music in the background. It'll really help your team's concentration.
Turn it up loud, I'm just gonna say. But a couple other things. Every year timing is huge, but timing this year, it was especially important. Like we said, trying to get those short references when they came up in the 1st and 2nd Corinthians, huge. Dominating on the small books, huge. And we're going to continue to see those things happen in the championship quiz. We also mentioned that some of our teams that were in the lower top third had some quizzers average pretty high, and those are some great quizzers, and I think you're going to see some of them on stage. So that'll be fun to see maybe some new teams represented on the All-Star team.
Yeah, and I just think it's great for these ministries that maybe haven't had a quizzer up there in a long time, or even a team up there in a long time. It'll really, I think, encourage those ministries to say, hey, we can battle it out with some of the bigger ministries here. We can definitely get some more people involved in this. So hopefully it is an encouragement and motivation to those ministries when they see their friends up there or their family members up there, that we go back home and say, hey, we're going to give this another try, and we're going to come back even stronger next year.
That's great, yeah. Like Team Roll Gold, for example, I know they have 5 juniors this year. So next year should be a great year. All right, well, let's talk about the championship quiz. Championship quiz is?
Championship quiz is tonight, in fact. Well, specifically, it contains 3 teams from this tournament. The first team to make it was Ribbon from Summit Bible Quizzing. The second team to make it was Messengers from Midland Ministries. We'll talk about them a little bit later. And the third team is Clay from Badgerland Bible Quizzing. So 3 different ministries in the championship, which in recent years, that's almost an oddity, because we've been seeing a couple from Minnesota, Wisconsin TSC, a couple from Summit in different years being in the championship. So this year, it definitely is spread out over some of the other ministries.
And what's great, as we were kind of talking about, is that the latest that any of these teams has won the championship was Riven in 2013.
Yep.
So it's been a good 5 years for any of them. Clay won in 2011, and
Messengers, or even Midland for that matter, from what we can tell from the archives, have never won it as Midland Ministries or even as Messengers or any of their teams in that namesake. So I think Messengers, really pulls on the heartstrings of a lot of old-time quizzers here, or maybe even the recent ones, especially those from Midland, that, I think everyone's really pulling for them that doesn't have any allegiances otherwise, for them to win it. Just like it was for Minnesota-Wisconsin PFC back in 2012 when they had never won it in their history. It had been 29 years and Minnesota-Wisconsin hadn't won. And then they ended up winning. Same hotel, same tournament, same day and everything. So we'll see if history has a way of somewhat repeating itself with Midland being in the championship this year.
It's a great quiz, of course, some great quizzers in there, Jacob Hansen and Aiden Larschied from Messengers, but I think maybe the highlight matchup is going to get to see Maggie Monington and Darren Ryder. That'll be a clash of the titans.
Yeah,
Darren Ryder
sure.
for Clay, Maggie Monington for Riven. I'm just going to sit back there with popcorn and just enjoy the whole thing. That's some good quizzing right there.
Well, how are you doing with your Maggie Monington jersey?
Well, I haven't got one yet. I'm still hoping. Maybe I'll get a game worn.
Game worn.
Autographed. Yeah,
Maybe a hoodie would be a little bit better of an idea there. They do those. So.
Yeah, I might not quite fit into a game worn. But anyway, yeah. It's gonna be a great quiz. I'm really looking forward to it. It'd be nice, of course, to have it over two for getting a hotel, but I wouldn't mind if it goes four, because that's always fun to see.
Yeah, and again, like what we talked about earlier with the little books, I believe Jacob Hansen from Midland Messengers, he has those little books, and he was dominating in a lot of the quizzes that I saw, especially in the window quiz. He was winning jumps, and I think he's going to really shine in this championship, along with Ethan from Clay. He has the little books as well, and just another prime example of having these books in these years. You think maybe they won't average as well because there's not very much material, but you could definitely see them winning a lot of jumps in those quizzes. So it'll be interesting to see that matchup as well.
Yep, so the Quizmasters will be from Minnesota, Wisconsin, no doubt, and also probably Roger from Iowa. So yeah, those are some good Quizmasters out there.
Yeah, Tim Stillwell from NCO could be in the mix. I know he's been rated as a #1 Quizmaster this year, so I think there were some interesting conversations there for that, and I think people really wanted him to be rated as a #1, so we'll see how that goes and if he gets selected. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, all right, how about a pick?
Oh, wow. Personally, I like seeing history being made at tournaments like this. I would love to see a team like Messengers win, the team that hasn't won it before. So just because of that, I like to reach out to my sensitive side on occasion. I'm going to have to pick Messengers to win this one.
All right, nice pick. I definitely can see it happen. I'm going to go with how long it's been since Riven won it. They usually manage to win pretty regularly, and so I'm going to go with Riven to win it tonight. Once again, I wouldn't be surprised if any of the three win. Looking forward to a great quiz. Thanks for all these shows, Nate. It's been fun again.
Thank you.
Can't wait to do it again.
It's been fun.
All right, see you next time.